was trying to conjure up a Christian. Yay, it worked. Okay, so thank you for being a true child of God. Satan chose you, or asked God to choose you as Satan said, God, who's a good servant? And then God said, this person. And you said,
Yes.
okay.
This has nothing to do with Satan, but all God, yes.
Yeah. No, Satan asked God, who's a good servant? And then God said, this person.
For sure. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, why should I choose Christianity? Like, how much do you like your religion?
It's the only true religion, of course. I mean, I think it's the most historically, like, back upable religion, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, just like God, Jesus has saved me, like God has saved me. I mean, since I like started going to church, I mean, I've just felt so much better in life, since I've started reading the Bible. I've been like, just such a more honest person. And, I haven't been spending so much time doing all these like terrible things, all these things that were just decaying my mind and making me like a sick person, like just all sin has, like left my life, since I've been going to the church, and I've given myself to Jesus, and I'm a way better person, and yeah,
Nice.
it's true, I feel really spiritually connected to it, you know what I mean?
That's amazing. If you don't want me asking, that's kind of awesome. What kind of sin have you overcome with
Yeah,
Jesus?
definitely lust, a lot of lust. I mean, being like a young man, that's kind of an obvious one, and then I guess just like a lot of addiction, um, I'd say, yeah, the main one is probably lust, for sure. I mean, we grow up in like such a society right now. I mean, being my age, where it's so normalized, like pornography is so normalized for young men,
You got to say
and like,
corn, but yeah,
going
I
out,
get you.
yeah, and going out, sleeping around, it's just like the norm. And I think that's, really terrible. Like, we really need to get the church involved in the youth, especially, so they're not like so degenerate, going out doing all these terrible things, you know what I mean? And just not really having any ethics, growing up, So yeah, I think it's great. It's great to get into the church.
Great. What ways have you been able to battle your flesh? Do you have activities? Do you get together with your fellow men of God, and do you like have groups or something?
We do, yeah. I mean, me and my friends actually do like to, pray together often. We like to, we're hanging out, and I mean, it's good. We're all Christian, and we work out together. Things like that. I feel like that's, it's always like good to be in good shape, and yeah, we kind of get together and just express our faith. You know what I mean?
When you say good shape, do you mean like physical fitness?
Yeah. We work out, so like I mean, we all go to the gym. Um, and yeah, that's like it's mind, body, and soul. They're all connected, and yeah, it's great. We just have a great time.
I love that. Okay, so kind of I think that's actually really nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
when you guys work out together, you kind of hold each other accountable. Is that kind of how it works? And when you're having like a rough day, do you guys like call each other? Is it kind of like one of those things?
Oh, for sure. We definitely are a little support network for each other. We help each other out. Like if any of us are kind of falling into a temptation, or we're feeling like doing something that's going to be wrong. We talk to each other, and we help each other out. We make sure we all stay in line. And we're there for each other. It's good to have like a little support network, like of friends. I feel like you kind of need that. And yeah, definitely, we're there for each other.
Well, isn't that nice? Okay, so let's see. You guys work out. So what is it? So when you say your support, like how do you support each other? Do you call each other? Like if you're not together,
Yeah.
how does that work?
We have a group chat. We have like a group chat on Snapchat. And yeah, we can call or text or whatever when we're not like yeah, if we're not able to see each other.
Oh, okay. What kind of messages do you guys? I mean, I just think this is like really nice. I do think young adult men need that kind of community. So what kind of
For sure.
messages do you guys like exchange? What's an example of like an anonymous, of course, don't say their name, but maybe a message that was shared in the group chat.
Yeah, I guess. Well, look, I guess kind of just guys. Today, well, I mean, one time my friend's girlfriend, like one of my friend's girlfriends, cheated on him, and that was really messed up. He was having terrible thoughts because he'd been with this girl for a long time, so this was kind of messed up. I mean, just for like an instance, and yeah, no, he was feeling like kind of suicidal, and we just helped him through that, all together. We kind of, we hung out, he told us over text, and then we kind of, just helped him through that period, and yeah, that was terrible, but I just made him stronger, you know what I mean? And I feel like the church can, I know exactly what you mean, and like the church can really provide that, you know what I'm saying? Like a kind of group like that for young men, especially.
That's so cool. Do you guys have a name of your group? Like if somebody wanted to join?
I mean, really, anyone can join that's our age. I mean, I haven't really thought of a name, but like, yeah, if someone wanted to join, I guess a name sounds kind of cool. We haven't really thought of a name for like the group chat. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, well, what would you suggest for a name?
Let's see. What would we call the name? Let's see, guys. They are a group of young men who get together and they fight temptation through things like physical fitness.
100%.
And then usually like their ministries, they spread the gospel and they fight the flesh through means like physical fitness. And then they have a group chat where they hold each other accountable. Let's see. You fight flesh. You work out.
We fight. I mean, we fight like, physical desires. So yeah, flesh. I mean, I get what you mean. Yeah. I don't know what. I don't know.
So go ahead and answer the poll. Let's see. You fight the flesh and you work out. Okay. Well, let me ask you a couple more questions, and maybe a name will come to my mind. Let's see. Okay.
This mod should try. What does that mean, bro?
Not really sure.
What's a mod?
Oh, a man
I just
of
checked
God.
your poll. Okay.
It's
sure.
a man of God. Okay. Let's see. Another question. So you said you helped your bro who was having a sad day because he got broken up with. So you said you hold each other accountable. So like with what? Like how do you guys hold each other accountable in like a text message or like in your group chat?
Yeah, I mean that wasn't really that guy's fault. Nothing to really hold him accountable for there. We kind of just
that's a different thing. I kind of was more intrigued by a different conversation, like when you guys hold each other accountable.
Yeah, I mean, we discipline each other. You know what I mean? So, like, if one, like, we were all honest about what we do, and if one of us, like, slips out of line, for example, like, if one of us maybe is on that day, they'll just be honest. They're, looking at someone, had some kind of, like, lustful desires. Like, what we do, we actually get together and we sit him down and we kind of just all talk to him, and if like we feel like he's not really getting through it well, I don't really want to talk about the means of discipline, but we like discipline each other, and then we pray, what I mean, and then we kind of move on, you know what I'm saying? But that for sure is a big part of it, because like we're just all really honest, and we wouldn't want to like just let them get off the hook, you know what I'm saying? If we don't think, unless we think they're genuinely like not gonna do it again, we kind of just have our own means, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, okay.
But we're really close. We're just really close, all of us.
No, that's very sweet. Actually, I don't mind that. I have a brother who's a young adult, so that would be something that he could benefit from.
Oh yeah, he could hang out with, like he could,
Yeah, Yeah, I'll have to follow
Come
the page.
on.
I'll have to follow you and see if we could set that up. So
I'd
what do
rather
you mean
that than
by
him be an atheist, you know.
right? Well, he's definitely not. He loves God.
Really good. Good.
Yeah. Um.
That's surprising. Don't you like try and
Well, no,
influence him?
no, I don't talk to him about it.
Yeah, good.
Um.
Yeah.
Wait. So how do you discipline each other?
Um, yeah, look, I don't know if that's
No,
probably like more of
no,
a
but it's
private
okay.
means of the group, you know, like
That's
that's kind of
okay.
like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But it's just because we're just all really honest with each other, you know, and like we know that they're, you know, if we mess up, we're gonna tell each other, and then we're gonna get disciplined for it, you know. And it's just like, but that's just like more of a behind closed doors thing. That's like, you know, once you're really into the group, you know, and you really mesh with us, you know, that's when we'll kind of start introducing things like that. But it's like, you
Oh,
know,
like
that's whatever.
well, I mean, it
Yeah.
can't be. I mean, it can't be worse than kind of maybe what everybody's maybe putting in their minds. So, do you want to say it that way? Everybody's like, because it can't be that bad.
Look, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Listen, I
it's
won't
not
judge.
that bad, but
I've been in churches. We've seen some hilarious stuff back in my day. I've seen some funny stuff in Christianity. So nothing you're gonna say will surprise me. I will let you know that.
yeah.
Hey, listen, I went to a church where they threw preschoolers in cages who were naughty, like police cages. So, I mean, I've seen it all. So nothing you'll say is gonna shock me. So, yeah, what is it like?
Oh, that's interesting. It's actually kind of similar to that. Well, yeah, well, kind of what we do. I mean, what like we'll get together. You know, like we'll all go to someone's house. We'll all meet up, and then you know, we'll like on a free day. You know, over the weekend or whatever. And I guess you know, we all get together. We go into like a room. You know, they tell everybody what we've done, what he's done, and then you know, depending on the severity, we'll kind of we'll put them in a room, like a dark room, and then like they'll be like in the room, and we turn the lights off and lock the doors and like lock the windows, and kind of just put them in a like it's a windowless room, and then they're in there for like a few hours, you know, just to kind of think and pray, and then once they're out, you know, we'll all like come back, and then we'll kind of pray it out and just you know ask what he's learned, and that's kind of like a mandatory thing, you know. So yeah, it's just and then I mean sometimes we'll even have someone sitting on the other side of the door while they're you know in there just talking to them, and I guess kind of talking down on them, you know, and telling them how what they've done is so bad, you know, if it's a bad thing, and then we just kind of you know that's like for
That is
example, you know,
way less worse than we were anticipating.
really.
All you do is
Well,
turn
I
off
mean
the
that's just kind of an
lights. That's
example.
like sleep time.
Well, yeah, we just put them in a room, you know, we just put them in like a locked room and with the lights off for a few hours, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's not too bad. I mean, that's all you do. I
not
mean,
too bad.
that's not bad. I mean, you just turn off the lights. What I mean, is there
It's not
anything
bad.
else?
Nothing
Because
serious.
that's not that bad.
Look, I feel like I'd rather just keep it, you know, like I mean, like that's probably all I'd really be comfortable sharing, but there are other methods, but I mean, I'd rather just probably, you know, I
So
mean, it's all
what size?
what?
Oh, what size is the wooden paddle you guys use?
Um, I feel like you know, I'd rather just look. It's not really a thing we kind of talk about outside of the group. It's just more of like it's just more of like a inside of the group, you know, like private thing. But yeah, no,
So
it's yeah.
you can say. Do you want to just say stop when it's time to?
I don't want to say it's that specifically. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's other means of like physical punishment like that, but it's not really a paddle. But look, it's I don't want to get into that, you know. Like I said, it's just kind of more like once you're in it. But look, anyway, that's my little club, you know. That's kind of what we do. Um, And yeah, I mean, the example I gave is like probably like just one of like the lighter punishments. But we do have like physical punishment. But I don't know really, we
Oh,
don't need to get
well,
into all that.
it's probably a form of like spanking, but it's not a paddle. So is it like a whip? Like Jay Junior style, 39 lashes.
It's biblical. It's biblical. That's what I'll leave it at. Okay, it's
Oh,
biblical.
okay. So you do the 39 Jesus lashes. That's not that bad.
I'll leave it up to interpretation.
Wow. Okay, so you whip them 39 times. That's not that bad. Okay, is there anything else in the crucifixion you replicate? Do you guys nail each other on a cross? Sorry. Do you guys
Jesus is real, right? Like I
Ooh,
hope you know the king.
that came out really quick. Sorry.
Like Jesus is for real. You're joking. You got your little atheist, community, your little fan base out here. But I hope you all
That's
know
what we call a
Jesus
slip
is
up.
for real. Honestly, 100%. And I recommend you all read the Bible. Probably start with the New Testament, maybe Matthew. So the story of Jesus, and I just hope it's all for real.
So, okay, the whip is real. It's not a paddle, it's a whip. What else did they do to him? They really wrecked him. Do you spear each other in the side? You jab at each other?
I guess is a way I would put it, because like I said, we're all really close, you know what I mean? And it can even get to a level where you could call it intimate. But it's only when we deem it necessary, and it's not like this is a common thing, but it's just it's just because we're all really honest with each other, you know what I mean? And we just all get together and like when someone's done something wrong, we figure it out, and it's not going to happen again. Because we want the best for each other.
Period. No, period. No, I get you.
Yeah.
You said intimate. What do you mean by that?
It's it's more of like a spiritual thing when we kind of go for that, but it's like I don't really want to describe it. It's just, but it's just like you understand.
It can't be that bad. I mean, it's just a bunch of friends. It's not. I'm not perverting it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think your chat will not like it. They'll probably be making fun of me and everything. So it's
Oh wait, they're very respectful guys. If you're in the chat, I'm trying to have a good faith conversation. If you're in the chat, lower your volume, and then when I give you a thumbs up, then you could put your volume back up, because it's come on, guys. He's intimate. He's intimate with his friends in it's a platonic, So
yeah,
volume down. And guys, put a 1 in the chat once your volume's down. Like 1 in the chat, and then turn your volume down. That way, I understand who's getting it, who's gonna do it.
Okay. No, but it's like even with you, it's just more. I for the privacy of the other guy, I wouldn't want to disclose.
Well, I don't know who the group is, so it honestly, the anonymity. I'm glad everybody's volume's down. I can't say the word. Your privacy is safe with me. I'm not really sure who you are, and you don't even have a name of your group, so you're untraceable. Their volume's down, so they're not listening.
It would sound really weird. If I were to describe it, it would sound really weird, and you would probably think it was weird, but that's just because you're not part of the group and you don't get it,
But
you weren't there.
I'm over here saying, let me share another Christian crazy story. We would leave, not me, but the adults would leave the children who would talk back on field trips. We would leave them. They would leave them places as a punishment, and then come back hours later to get them and abandon them for hours in the middle of nowhere. That was like a form of punishment. So anything you say is not going to shock me.
Okay.
But their volume is down. So if you want to say it quickly, their volume's down, and then that way I can give them a heads up.
I think I will. I might as well just tell you, because you're right.
Their volume's down. They literally can't hear. They all did a 1. Everybody who with the BA did a 1.
So we have a garage. We kind of decked it out. It's like a dimly lit area. It's a small garage. One of my buddy's places, and we got some mattresses there. We've removed everything from it and just like mattress all the floors, so it's like you won't get injured if you hit the floor. And then what we do is if someone's done something bad, we we put them in the room with the mattresses on the floor in the garage, and I don't know. Wait, look. So they're in their underwear, and then we blindfold them, and we bound their feet and their hands behind their back, and then they're just like that. We kind of get in there, and once we're all in there in the room with them, we're like in a circle. They're on the floor, and we kind of like it's like when we're in that state, anything can happen really, because it's not like. I know this sounds. I just hope no one's judging me for this, but this is just like a.
I don't think they can hear you. They're literally asking when I can put my thumb.
Good. Okay. So we're in that private setting, and then we're all kind of getting spiritual, and we just kind of get in there on that person, and we're tickling them. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But we kind of do that for a bit, and then the person will understand. They'll learn their lesson, and we'll unbind them, and then we'll just leave them in the room for a while, and then
You only tickle them? That's it? I mean, that's not that bad.
Well, among other things, but it's just we're just all in there, and we're just there's a lot of body heat in the room, and we're all getting in on that person. We're not like hitting them, but we're more just kind of softly tickling them, and just and among other things, and then that's all. Nothing that's gonna physically show any injury.
So harmless.
But it's not going to show any physical injuries on their face. And then look, after that, we get him up, and we just talk to him, and we're like, "Yo, bro, how do you feel?" And he tells us how we feel, and then we pull him out, and then we all sit together and we eat, and we just move on,
Wait, you ask him how they feel after you tickle them?
Yeah, but like other things, like we're just all very close. We're all in a very close proximity of each other, and that person is kind of bound with the blindfold on. They're kind of confused, and it's just like we just get in on them. We get in on them. We're kind of wrestling, and that will just go on for. But it sounds weird to describe, but that's because this is something we've all kind of planned in privacy, and it's just like kind of a private thing. You know what I mean? We'll just all get in on there, and then that's just how it goes down. And there's other things, but I don't even know if I can really say them on TikTok. But we're just all in there, and then we just forget about it. We release our spiritual chains after that, and we repent and we pray, and then that person is not going to do whatever they did again, and they know that for 100%. Okay, so you can tell them that. You can give them the thumbs up. That'll be end of discussion on that.
And you're sure that's all you want to explain?
Yeah, that would probably be, the more private activities that go on, but yeah, for sure. All right, give them the thumbs up. Could you just tell them like something I said something else? Just I don't know if any of them.
Yeah, I got
did
you.
that. Yeah.
Okay, volume up, guys. Volume up.
And yeah, so yeah, you can kind of tell them, but it's not really even anything that's weird to describe or anything, because
Yeah, no, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but look, I mean, that's just like that's just our community. You know what I'm saying? And a big part of it is the church. We all make sure we always get to church every Sunday. We're always together, and we're just like a very tight-knit group. We all know each other very closely, so it's, yeah,
They want to know what you said. What do I tell them?
You can just kind of tell them, the gist of it, but, because, we already talked about this.
I want to respect your privacy. How would you word what you told me in a privacy way?
For sure, I would say, well, what we kind of do is, we'd get them like out. We'd all kind of go out together, and then and then just kind of sit down and really talk about it, like at some kind of lunch or something. And then, when we get back to the house, I don't know, just, we just all really talk it out as bros, as brothers, because we're brothers in Christ. And maybe we'll go to church, but, it's just all kind of, pray and, everything like that, it's just all kind of like that. So, nothing weird.
Yeah, everybody's saying you had to mute for lunch. So I guess they just don't understand. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
They had lunch and then they hung out.
No, but it's like, no. But I mean, yeah, the reason they had to mute is because it's like, just like some, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like, I don't know, like, it's just like private. So that's why I just didn't really want to tell everyone, but that's just kind of the gist anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Mad City Dad. Okay.
It's not a big deal. But what I want to do anyway, what I actually wanted to do to come up here is I just want to tell you that Jesus Christ is the hero of the universe, basically, is what I wanted to tell you. So, like, can we, can like I get an amen, or like, like can I like get, maybe, because I shared something with you, maybe can I get a promise from you that you'll go in and maybe read the Bible tonight, or, have a prayer and just try and grow closer to God and just actually extend your heart, maybe, have a bit of faith in your heart, listen to your brother. You could have your brother over. He could, explain it to you, because you have a relationship with him. I'm sure you'll listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So would you maybe do something like that for me? Because I've kind of shared something with you.
Yeah. Well, I would have to be honest about everything you told me to him. Is that okay?
Yeah, just to your brother. That would be fine for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like, that's just like our thing, That's just our thing. That's not really related to, our faith. Well, it is, but it's, it's just like, it's not like a church practice. You wouldn't have to tell him about that, just, maybe you ask him. You don't need to really be telling him. You ask him, let him tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Michael Logan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. You are so kind. Yeah, we'll address that. You fight the flesh with your brothers. Boy, you might be in the market for flesh. Well, you kind of fight flesh in a
Reformed Christian church. For anyone asking, they kind of welcome people, Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, all kinds of people in their church. So
the tickle trooper. Sorry, Shadow just called it the tickle troopers.
What? I hope you understand that was meant to be a private thing. So if you've broken that, I mean, like,
no, Shadow has a cross emoji in his username, so he's a Christian. Okay. So I think the Christians listened, and I think the Atheist turned the volume down.
That's understandable, but I mean, your fan base respects you, right? So they would have listened to you, right? And they wouldn't.
So Shadow's a Christian, a Mog. So Shadow has a cross next to his name, and then everybody with the BAA logo turns their volume down.
Okay. Because I mean, I'm sure you've got like a cult-like following, right? Like I'm sure they listen to you and you tell them.
No, we're a coven. But Shadow, I mean, if you look at Shadow, he literally has a cross after his name. It's just tilted.
Respect.
Yeah, so I think the Christians wanted to hear, because they were probably curious if it would be something they'd want to join, and I think all the atheists who were not going to join turned down their volume.
Yeah, I mean, we're out in the Colorado Springs area, so for anyone, just throwing that invitation. I mean, if you would want to get in contact with me via DM, if you're in that area, I mean, for sure, we're welcoming. And I mean, what I kind of described, if you're a Christian and you heard that, it's not like we're not going to be doing that straight away. It's more when you get closer with everybody in the group, and we really know you, and then we might do something like that when we feel you're being totally honest and you can share anything with us. You know what I mean? Then we might start doing things like that because we care about you.